Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Alan from Animoca, excited to be here sharing about what's next for NFT. The question here is, well, is there still life in NFT? So I think NFT has, let's look back a little bit at history. There's been three lives that NFT has gone through. It started life as JPEG, which is art and PFP. And of course, then it get to a stage where people are trying to come up with roadmaps, utility, games, and only a few has really made it to the holy grail, at least for this point, right? Which are brands. It could be BAYC, Asuki, Coolcat. There are only a handful of those in that category. Of course, what happened in the last couple of months has been tough for everyone. We've seen crypto winter, but I think for NFT it's been particularly tough because we've got companies like SudoSwap coming to attack the very basis of Web3, which is power and a fair share back to the creator. They're trying to take that royalties away. And of course, there are a lot of artists that have their arms up in the air. Beeple has come out to talk, and they've got platforms like Magic Eden that's come out to come up with tools to actually fight that very against the Web3 ethos of taking away the royalty. So we're in a pretty tough spot. So the question is there still life in NFT? For us in Animoca, we really believe that NFT is going to be very important. We continue to be very bullish because it is a lot more than just a JPEG or art. NFT really is the cornerstone of digital property rights. It is not just an image, but it can be asset in the game, metaverse asset. It can be something that you wear. It can be a ticket. It can be a membership. It can be your digital passport. So NFT can be many different things. It really is the cornerstone of digital property rights. And the reason why we're bullish is because we're seeing a lot of exciting projects that are really putting NFT into everyday life usage. There are projects where NFT become a token for you to access real yield, the real revenue behind it. NFT is an easy way for artists to connect with fans. It's changing the way of how supply chain is being structured. It's allowing you to hold your digital asset and ID in a very different way. So we're seeing a lot of innovation. So I just want to talk you through a couple of examples. This is one of the companies that Animoca has backed recently. It's TinyTab. Already a leader in Web2. They're one of the top 10 app in education on iOS. They already had 8 million registered family and parents on their platform, and there are 100,000 teachers or creators. What's interesting is we're not just interested in TinyTab because of the revenue they have in Web2, but the potential they see in education more broadly. Because here we see all the classic markers of Web3 potential. We see that teachers are poorly compensated. There are middlemen, which in the form of school. And it's very hard for teachers to actually have true digital property right, and therefore they really don't have an avenue to effectively monetize and have flexibility to do what they want to do with the asset that they've created, which really has slowed down creation. So what we've been working with TinyTab is really try to package the teachers' courses into NFT. So now for anyone, whether you a normal NFT collector, a DeFi investor, or someone who's just interested in education, now you can become a co-publisher together with the teachers on the TinyTab platform. And what you would do is you would acquire a partial right to the revenue stream of the original course. But then you also need to do work. You become a co-publisher. You can help by adding marketing. You can localize the course in different languages. So buyers are not just passive investor, but they could also participate, become a co-publisher. And what's really interesting is then you turn the whole thing into not just a two-way thing, but it's really community-driven in terms of marketing, in terms of access and reach. And I think that could be a real innovation in education. We've seen how NFT and Web3 has transformed different creator economy, and we think education would be the next. Another example we want to share, Pixeling, also another company that Animoca has backed, has been at the forefront of building music metaverse. I think when people think about music and Web3, they often think about the royalties that's being created, and there's been a lot of companies trying to innovate around that. But for us, we think music NFT is a lot more than just royalty, because music crosses easily into art, into games, and I think because the nature of music is very user-generated and also is all around fandom, I think it lends itself naturally to a community-based business model. So I think that's exactly what Pixeling is building towards. And I think the team at Pixeling, which is very experienced from the industry, had a super smart idea. So imagine this. So if you're a Billie Eilish fan, you can feed a Billie Eilish song into the AI machine. And what they would do is turn that song into what they call sound sculpture. So which is what you see here, right? So with that sound sculpture, you can be building different things in the pixeling metaverse, and that sound sculpture will become terrain in a game that you can play. So imagine what's happening here, and we've seen that story played out in TikTok, where fans of a certain singer would take that song and co-create and build on top of it, and naturally you put together all the people, fans of the same singer, together in a community. And pixeling is trying to replicate that in a different medium, with Web3, with music, with sound sculpture, and put that into a game. So we're super excited about this product, which is launching in the next couple of months, and I think everyone hopefully will pay attention to this innovation in music NFT. Another example that I really like is Artifact. And what they've done, of course, they've been acquired with Nike, and there's a lot of innovation about how apparel is being done. But I thought, for me, the real innovation is around how they've turned around supply chain. So all of us would know that if you want to get the latest Air Jordan, you go queue up. You go queue up for hours, right? So what you could do now with special drops like this is, instead of queuing up, you can provide a much better experience to your fan. So for Nike or any other apparel company, they can be issuing NFT. And with that NFT, you can claim the merch. And what the real innovation is, there's no terrible experience of queuing on the street. And the like of Nike and Adidas would have bought themselves a lot of time. So I myself have bought one of these, and I've claimed the merch, I've paid for it, and then basically I have to wait 3 months for my T-shirt, 6 months for my jacket. And what does it really mean for Nike? They've really bought themselves a lot of time around supply chain. They don't need to worry about stocking up and having an excess inventory. I think there's a real innovation and disruption to how apparel and retailing is being done. I think that's a super interesting innovation in NFT as well. Just a couple more examples. Gokey, another company that Animoca has backed, what they've really done is they've turned NFT into your digital passport, into your health passport. I think a lot of you have played with StepN, with a lot of the different move-to-earn model. So Gokey is doing that. They've got millions of users on their platform already. But what's really interesting is because they've created an actuarial model where they take your exercise activity and try to turn that into an estimation of the risk that you have. So they're going to take that data with your permission to insurance company. So basically, you can give discount when you buy health insurance, medical insurance, but all of that is in your control. Unlike in the previous Facebook, Instagram, Google world where user is the product. Basically, they're selling your data, you don't have control. With NFT, all of that data is put into a Web3 format where you have, you as a user actually had control. So, we think that's also a very interesting innovation of how NFT is being done. Finally, it's not just supply chain, it's not just content, it's not just games, but also how distribution is being done. We're seeing a lot of interesting model. For all of us have actually purchased NFT, we know how frustrating it is, right? So you would go to Twitter, there's Discord, you look at TikTok, you go to a YouTube video, there are different influencers, but they all spread out, right? There's no one unified user experience. The amazing team of Jason Ma has put together Open, which is a platform that has soft launched recently, really trying to create a super app, very much like WeChat, where you can get content, you can see what your friends are doing, you can chat. There's a whole experience they can build around NFT where you don't have to go to 5 different platforms, right? So I think a lot of innovation is being done around not just what is in an NFT, but also how NFT is distributed. I'll just close up with this. If you believe in all of the example and believe that there's going to be a lot more innovation beyond this, the narrative around NFT will need to change. It is not just a JPEG. It's not just art, right? It's going to be an everyday use case. I'm sure a lot of you have seen what Starbucks is going to do with its loyalty program. I think a lot more, millions more people is going to be getting in touch with Web3, with NFT, but it's not always going to be visible. I'm pretty sure that when Starbucks launches loyalty program, most people wouldn't know that it's launched on the Polygon chain. So there's going to be seamless integration of it. And I think the whole narrative around NFT, as we look forward to all these innovative use cases, we need to change. So just wrap up with a call to founders. Animoca is super bullish around NFT, not because of what it has done, but the potential. There's going to be a lot more use cases that is in everyday's life. So if you have an exciting vision, if you have a project that you want to come talk to us, please find me. Thank you.